I know how you're feeling, my friend. If you do not hold any Zcash, you're thinking, I can't wait for this to go down just a little bit so I can finally buy some. And if you hold some Zcash, you're thinking, I do not have enough Zcash in my pockets. Well, let me be straightforward with you. No one at this time now is thinking, oh, I do not hold enough altcoin. Yes, because of course Zcash went up. And of course now you're sidelined maybe. And you feel, no, why? Well, we're going to see why Zcash is pumping, where it's going to be, the prediction, not my prediction, because who's going to listen to a washed up Calvin Klein model with a French accent, honestly. Then how to buy it, and then also the next Zcash opportunity. Yes, my friend, all in one video, and that's going to be amazing. First, you're going to understand what happened to Zcash, why it went up like crazy like that. And that's because we had the first element of our golden triangle, goated preachers, people who talk about it, who are high level, who are respectable. Naval Ravikant, probably I butcher your name, I'm sorry, you probably butcher my name. Bitcoin is insurance against fiat, and Zcash is insurance against a Bitcoin, which is massive. Why is he saying that? Fiat money, you have your dollars, that's valueless. No one wants that. Then if a Bitcoin gets in trouble, because I'm going to show you what Bitcoin has as a problem, and I have been an advocate for Bitcoin for a long, long time, my friend, more than 8 years ago. Look at that. In June 2017, I was literally begging French people to buy some Bitcoin under $3,000. They thought I was crazy, and they were right, but craziness pays off, and Bitcoin is at 100K. But the second goated person we have is Mertz, which is one of the pillars of Solana. And he was begging people on the timeline to buy Solana between $1 and $10, showing why it was good every time. And he started to chill Zcash around $20 to $40. And then after he says, Bitcoin internet gold, Sol internet capital market, Zcash internet private Swiss vault. So it doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to go away. That's the thing. We're not trying to be the next Bitcoin. It's adding something different. Good old Edward Snowden in 2017, Zcash privacy tech make it the most interesting Bitcoin alternative. Bitcoin is great, but if it's not private, it's not safe. So I think the goated preachers, we filled it up. Then we had Kobe and other people that you may or may not know. I'm not talking about the basketball player. And then we have our second element. Privacy is finally understood. Back then, people thought that, oh, if I use Bitcoin, no one knows how much I have. No one knows how much I paid. No, it's actually all transparent. That's the beauty of it. In each block, we have all the transaction and we can read all those transactions. And then you have people like me that literally build tools to see what the smart money was accumulating, for example, on Solana, showing all the insider movement in real time, because those blockchains are open ledger. So an open ledger means that anyone could be the accountant and go look into, okay, this is this transaction from this person that's sent to that person. And then if I click on that person, then I can know his balance and all his previous transaction. To give you an analogy, it's like if you were on a dating app and if you match with someone, then they could see not only all your previous matches, but all your previous conversation. And trust me, if you have my history, it's going to be hard to go on the next date. Surprisingly, not everyone is interested to see my paperclip collection. That's the beauty of Zcash, is that you can shield it. I'm not going to go into the complex things, but basically you say, you put it on your app and then you shield it, then nobody knows what you have, which transaction you did, nothing. You can give, if you want, to people a key to let them know, but if you send me some money, I'm not going to be able to know what you have and your past. And before, no one cared about privacy and no one knew exactly how transparent the blockchain is. But now they are, because back then it was like, oh, Bitcoin is the money for the criminals. Well, the thing is, Bitcoin, you can trust it way more than cash. So then we're going to see the third point. We do not have an alt season now. What do you want to invest in? What coins are interesting? It's nothing interesting in the crypto market. Before, blockchain was cool. It was the new thing. We were building this and that. This was all Fugazi. We could buy Fugazi. But now the best Fugazi is in AI. Artificial intelligence Fugazi outperform all the crypto coins. So then we are left with not so many categories to invest in. And ZCash is one of them. So what are the predictions from ZCash? This is not the real screenshot. I'm not going to be about my prediction. We're going to talk about the predictions about Grayscale, which is one of the biggest firms for investing in crypto, and their second biggest holding, according to CoinGlass, is ZCash. So they must know one or two things about that crypto. And thank you to Thor for guiding me into this, because the thesis of Grayscale is that ZCash will be used more and more for offshore assets. You heard about the term Swiss bank before, where you can finally put your money and have some privacy. Well, if it gets only 1% of the offshore wealth in 2025, ZCash will be at $6,000. Okay? 5%, it will be at $31,000. And then $62,000. Now, I don't think that for 2025, we're going to reach $62,000. Now, are we going to reach $1,000? Yes. When? I don't know. But it's going to happen. For sure. And I'm not telling you that this is financial advice. Actually, way back then, that was more like dating advice. But that's what Grayscale says. And now you got to understand even more is that ZCash is an insurance against Bitcoin. My pragmatic way to see it is that Bitcoin has a $2 trillion market cap. ZCash is at 10 billion market cap. Dogecoin is 25 billion. And at its all-time high, it was at 80 billion. A coin from a dog. Now you're telling me that something for privacy is not going to be more valuable than a coin with a dog on it, with no thing in a way that is an advanced technologically. So we are already on something that could do 8x. And we could run it at 10x. Now it doesn't seem crazy to see ZCash at 6K. Can we agree? Well, you can't reply only in the comments. So I'm going to take this as a yes. But now if we check Bitcoin, we would assume that anyone who holds a large portion of Bitcoin, if they wanted to insure themselves against Bitcoin and having also some privacy, could take 20% of their holdings in Bitcoin. That's not going to change their life, and put it into ZCash. We see actually a lot of big Bitcoin holders that started to swap to ZCash. So let's make the calculation. 20%, we arrive on this number that I'm not even going to try to say because I'm going to do a mistake and then people are going to be, hey, you can't even say number in the comments. So then I divided the 20% of Bitcoin by the actual market cap of ZCash, and we are roughly on the 40x from now if ZCash just reached 20% of Bitcoin market cap. And that's knowing as Bitcoin as of today. Bitcoin could go up, okay? And then that brings us with the ZCash at $24,000. Incredible. And now you can't wait to think like, oh, I need to buy this thing. But it's hard to buy now because you're like, it's too high. Well, what I do, I did a lump sum first. And then every time I feel like I'm like too late, I DCA. Like this every day, I don't care. Like here, I was buying, for example, just $200. It doesn't do anything for me. $200. And then some days, boom, I get a full ZCash. Well, now it's a lot less. And it's really easy. You can do that on Kraken. I will put a link in the description if you want to use it. You're probably going to get a bonus with some free money. I don't even know. I don't normally do this thing. And once you're on it, you do, instead of buy now, you put recurring and boom, you're set to go. And for me, that paid off. That's what you should do. Now, what is the next Zcash? I talk about this in my Telegram. It's free. There will be a link in the description. But if you want to know a little bit, I would say just explore what Near is doing. Now, this is a fresh thing. So don't quote me on this. I need to do more research. I took a bet. I will see how it goes further down the lane. But let me know in the comments. Where do you think Zcash will go? Are we completely delusional to think that Zcash is going to 40x from here or not? But though, even you want some privacy and everything, remember one thing, stay handsome. Ciao.